I'm Melissa Reinert, Communications Coordinator for LGM Ministries. I came to know Jesus when I was 12 years old. I grew up in a very loving home and we believed in God, but we did not go to church. I didn't know, too much about Jesus. I knew he was a good man and did some nice things. And when I was 12 years old, one night I had a dream. And in the dream, I met with God and he told me to read his word. So I listened, and when I woke up over the next couple of days, I found a little orange testament, those little Gideon Bibles you get for free, and I started reading through it and reading about Jesus and all the wonderful things he did and the life he lived and why he lived it. Then a little later, I started 7th grade, and I was walking through the halls at school, and I saw a sign for a Bible club. And I thought, well, that would be a good place to be. And so I went to this Bible club and got to meet all these interesting young people who had this incredible faith. And, the more I got involved and the more I learned about God and about Jesus, the more I was hooked. And, I wanted that for my life. So I made a profession of faith. I found a wonderful church in my community that I went to. They were very loving and nurturing, definitely took care of each other and loved the Lord and loved each other. And it was just a beautiful experience. I was baptized there. Eventually my mom and dad started coming to the church and they were baptized, and just really amazing what the Lord did in my family's life. So while I was experiencing my new in faith, I was also struggling with something. I have obsessive compulsive disorder, which is a potentially debilitating mental illness. And it was hard. It's a struggle that I don't remember ever not having in my life. I've always had it since I was a young child. But it was also a secret, which probably made it worse because I couldn't talk to anybody about it, or I felt that I couldn't talk to anybody about it. I had, just obsessive, crazy thoughts, the scary thoughts. And I thought, if I tell someone about this, they're going to put me away. And so, I turned to God for it, with it, and I would pray. And I would pray all the time, Lord, please take this away from me. And I believe he could. I'm 42 years old today, and I still have obsessive compulsive disorder. It's managed. It's managed very well with some medication and therapy. And, but it's been such a big part of my faith life too, because I have had to rely on the Lord to get me through some really tough mental, emotional, and spiritual battles. And he has been amazing. And yes, I still believe with all my heart, if he wanted to, he could take it away and I wouldn't have to take any medicine. I wouldn't have to do therapy. But I think he chose not to take it away because he wants me to rely on him, and he wants me to work through this with him, and he wants me to take responsibility for myself and to do the things I need to do to take care of myself and walk alongside him while doing that. So let's see here. How was I called to LGM Ministry? So I worked as a reporter for 14 years and had a layoff and was looking for a position. And I came across this part-time position, and I thought, oh, this sounds like a really cool place. It was for communications, and it was for LGM Ministries. And I thought, but it's part-time. I don't really know if I can do it. So I talked to my husband, and he said, what if we try this? And so I went in on an interview, and I think they fell in love with me, and I fell in love with them. And it's just, I got to go to a community outreach at the park just up the street before I was hired, just to kind of mingle with people and see if this is really what I wanted to do and if I was a good fit. So I got to meet some employees here, and then I got to meet our friends and people we help. And I remember there was a family and they had a young girl about my son's age, and they were just so happy to see me and invite me into their lives a little bit and talk with them. And I got to play with their little girl. And I thought, wow, like this is where I want to be. This is what I want to do. And I want to take the talents and skills that I've learned over the years and apply that in a place that is really making a difference, not only in people's daily lives, but their spiritual lives. And I wanted to come here and I wanted to work for God. And so that's how I'm here and why I'm here. I've been growing strong in the Lord since I've been here in several ways. You know, I always felt like, you know, God tells you to go and spread the gospel, tell people about me, and he doesn't say, I'm going to bring them to you. And that's what's fascinated me here about LGM Ministries, is that we go to these places in need, or to people in need, and you know, we create the safe place for them where they're welcome, no matter where they are in life or you know, what they're doing. And they are welcome here. They are loved, they are cared for, they are valued, they are respected. And we build these relationships, and through that, they're able to make changes in their lives. And it's a beautiful thing to watch and be a part of. And it helps me remember what I'm supposed to be doing as a follower of Christ. I'm supposed to go and tell others about him.